The Rise and Fall of Rajneeshpuram, a tale of utopia and hubris. The desert stretched endlessly across Wasco County, Oregon. For decades, the land had remained barren, an inhospitable expanse of red dust and dry scrub. Then, in 1981, an unusual procession of vehicles appeared on the horizon. Gleaming cars carrying men and women dressed in flowing orange and red robes. These newcomers were followers of Bhagwan Shree Rajneesh, an Indian spiritual leader whose teachings blended Eastern meditation with Western materialism. They came with a dream, a vision of a utopian city that would redefine society. This dream would be called Rajneeshpuram, a new beginning in the wilderness. The site chosen for Rajneeshpuram was Big Muddy Ranch, a 64,000-acre property far from the prying eyes of mainstream America. Purchased for $5.75 million, the land was rugged and desolate, but to the sannyasins, Bhagwan's devoted followers, it was a blank canvas for paradise. The vision was grand. The commune would have homes, farms, schools, hospitals, and even an airport. The sannyasins, motivated by their faith in Bhagwan's teachings, worked tirelessly. They leveled land, built roads, and erected buildings with an intensity that bordered on the fervent. For the residents of Antelope, a small town of fewer than 50 people located nearby, the sudden influx of these robe-clad newcomers was unsettling. At first, the Rajneeshis seemed strange but harmless. They meditated, danced, and smiled often. But as the city grew, so did their ambitions and tensions with the locals. Building the utopia. By 1982, Rajneeshpuram had transformed the once barren ranch into a thriving settlement. Hundreds of houses, an irrigation system, greenhouses, and a dam to create a reservoir were constructed. The city even had its own police force, fire department, and a large meditation hall capable of holding thousands. Rajneeshpuram was a stark contrast to the rural simplicity of the surrounding areas. While the residents of Antelope lived quiet, unassuming lives, Rajneeshpuram buzzed with activity, color, and an undeniable air of mystery. Bhagwan, however, remained enigmatic. Living in a luxurious mansion at the heart of the commune, he rarely appeared in public, leaving the day-to-day management to his closest aide, Ma Anand Sheela. Ma Anand Sheela, the power behind the throne. Sheela was everything Bhagwan was not: outspoken, aggressive, and utterly devoted to consolidating his power. She was the commune's public face, handling its legal battles, media relations, and political maneuvers. Sheela's ambition was boundless, and she viewed anyone who opposed Rajneeshpuram as an enemy. As the commune grew, Sheela orchestrated a political takeover of Antelope. Rajneeshis began purchasing local properties, outnumbering the original residents, and eventually voting themselves into power. The town of Antelope was renamed Rajneesh, a move that symbolized the complete dominance of the sannyasins. To outsiders, these actions appeared aggressive and cult-like. Local residents grew increasingly alarmed as rumors swirled about weapons stockpiling, forced sterilizations, and Bhagwan's growing fleet of Rolls-Royces. The salmonella attack, a dark turn. In 1984, tensions reached a breaking point. The commune wanted to secure political control of the region by manipulating the results of local elections. Sheela devised an audacious and horrifying plan. They would incapacitate local voters by poisoning them. Rajneeshis infiltrated salad bars and restaurants in the Dal, the largest town in Wasco County, and contaminated food with salmonella bacteria. Over 750 people fell ill, and while there were no deaths, the attack caused widespread panic. This act of bioterrorism was unprecedented in U.S. history, and it marked the moment when Rajneeshpuram's utopian facade began to crumble. The salmonella attack of 1984 is remembered as one of the most notorious acts of bioterrorism in U.S. history. It marked a grim turning point for Rajneeshpuram, revealing the darker side of its leadership's ambitions and the lengths they were willing to go to achieve political dominance. By 1984, tensions between Rajneeshpuram and the surrounding communities were at an all-time high. The commune's rapid expansion and controversial tactics, such as taking over the nearby town of Antelope, had alienated local residents. The group's desire to secure more political power in Wasco County became clear as they prepared for an upcoming local election. The commune's leadership, led by Anand Sheela, believed that controlling the county's government was essential to Rajneeshpuram's survival. Winning key positions in the county government would allow them to further develop their city without interference from local authorities. However, they faced strong opposition from residents who viewed the commune as a dangerous cult. Sheela and her inner circle realized that the only way to win the election was to suppress the vote of their opposition. This led to the conception of a chilling plan to incapacitate the local population. The plan Sheela and her confidants devised a strategy to spread salmonella bacteria in the Dalles, the largest town in Wasco County. By poisoning the food supply, they hoped to make enough people sick that voter turnout would be dramatically reduced, tipping the scales in favor of the Rajneeshis' candidates. The operation was meticulously planned and executed in secret. Members of the inner circle, including a nurse named Pooja, cultivated salmonella bacteria in the commune's medical lab. The bacteria were then stored in vials and prepared for deployment. The attack between August and October 1984, Rajneeshi operatives carried out multiple attacks in the Dalles, targeting salad bars. The operatives visited popular restaurants, including McDonald's and Taco Time, and contaminated salad bars, dressings, and other food items with salmonella. Other food sources. Contamination was also carried out in grocery stores and a public water system, although these efforts were less successful. The attack caused chaos. More than 750 people fell ill with symptoms such as severe diarrhea, fever, and vomiting. Hospitals were overwhelmed, and public health officials were baffled by the sudden outbreak. The aftermath of the attack: public panic. The outbreak sowed fear and confusion in the Dalles. Many residents became suspicious of the commune, which they already viewed as hostile and secretive. However, at the time, there was no evidence linking the Rajneeshis to the attack. No fatalities. Despite the severity of the outbreak, there were no fatalities, though some victims suffered long-term health consequences. Failed political manipulation. Ironically, the attack failed to achieve its intended goal. Voter turnout in the election was not significantly affected, and the Rajneeshis were unable to secure the political control they sought. Revelation and investigation. For nearly a year, the true culprits remained unknown. However, as tensions within the commune escalated and Sheela fled Rajneeshpuram in 1985, the truth began to emerge. Whistleblowers. Former commune members came forward with information about the attack, implicating Sheela and her closest associates. Federal investigation. The FBI launched an investigation which uncovered extensive evidence, including vials of salmonella bacteria and documents detailing the plot. Indictments. Sheela and several of her accomplices were charged with crimes related to the bioterrorism attack, as well as other offenses such as attempted murder and illegal wiretapping. Legal consequences. Anand Sheela. Sheela fled to Germany, but was eventually extradited to the United States. She pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including the salmonella attack, and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. She served 29 months before being released for good behavior. Other accomplices. Several other members of the inner circle were also convicted and served prison sentences. Legacy of the attack. The salmonella attack was the first confirmed bioterrorism attack on U.S. soil. It had a profound impact on public perception of Rajneeshpuram and sealed the commune's reputation as a dangerous and manipulative organization. National security concerns. The attack highlighted vulnerabilities in public health and food safety systems, leading to increased scrutiny of potential bioterror threats. Cultural memory. The incident remains a chilling reminder of how religious extremism and unchecked power can lead to devastating actions. Rajneeshpuram's downfall. The attack was a key factor in the unraveling of the commune. It brought federal law enforcement's attention to Rajneeshpuram, leading to investigations that uncovered additional criminal activities and ultimately dismantled the community. Internal strife and the fall of Sheela. While the commune faced external scrutiny, internal tensions were also rising. Sheela's authoritarian control and increasingly erratic behavior alienated some members of the commune. Factions formed and whispers of betrayal spread. In 1985, Sheela fled the commune abruptly, taking with her incriminating documents and funds. Shortly after, Bhagwan broke his years-long silence to publicly denounce her, accusing her of criminal behavior, including wiretapping, poisoning, and plotting murders. The FBI and other federal agencies seized this opportunity to investigate Rajneeshpuram. What they found confirmed the worst fears of the commune's critics. Beyond the salmonella attack, they uncovered immigration fraud, illegal wiretapping, and plans for further acts of violence. The arrest of Bhagwan and the collapse of Rajneeshpuram. By the mid-1980s, Rajneeshpuram was crumbling under the weight of internal divisions, growing legal troubles, and public scrutiny. After the departure of Anand Sheela, Bhagwan Shree Rajneesh was left to face the consequences of the actions taken under his leadership. While he had publicly denounced Sheela and accused her of criminal acts, federal investigations revealed that he too was deeply implicated in the crimes of the commune. The charges against Bhagwan federal authorities began piecing together a case against Bhagwan and the leaders of Rajneeshpuram. Their investigation uncovered a wide range of criminal activities, including immigration fraud. Bhagwan and the commune leadership had orchestrated sham marriages to allow foreign disciples to stay in the United States. Sannyasins from around the world had been paired with American followers in fraudulent unions to bypass visa regulations. Tax evasion. The commune was accused of misreporting income and donations, using shell companies and complex financial arrangements to avoid paying taxes. Bioterrorism. While Sheela was primarily blamed for the salmonella attack, Bhagwan was suspected of having tacit knowledge of the plot, as it aligned with his broader political ambitions for Rajneeshpuram. Illegal wiretapping and surveillance. Investigators discovered that the commune had installed an extensive surveillance network, including wiretapping phones and bugging private spaces to monitor internal dissent and external threats. The arrest. On October 28, 1985, Bhagwan was arrested at a small airport in Charlotte, North Carolina, as he attempted to flee the United States. He was traveling on a private jet with a group of close followers and an estimated $58,000 in cash, along with jewelry. Federal authorities apprehended him before the plane could take off. Bhagwan's arrest was dramatic and widely publicized, with media outlets portraying him as a charismatic but dangerous cult leader trying to evade justice. He was charged with multiple counts of immigration fraud and conspiracy. The legal proceedings, Bhagwan initially denied the charges and claimed that he was being persecuted for his spiritual beliefs. However, his legal team soon realized that a drawn-out trial could lead to more damaging revelations about the commune's activities. In November 1985, Bhagwan entered into a plea agreement. He pleaded no contest to 2 counts of immigration fraud and agreed to pay $400,000 in fines. As part of the deal, he was deported from the United States and banned from re-entering for at least 5 years. This allowed him to avoid a lengthy trial and potentially more severe penalties. The collapse of Rajneeshpuram. With Bhagwan gone, Rajneeshpuram quickly fell apart. Mass exodus. Without their spiritual leader, most sannyasins left the commune. The core purpose of Rajneeshpuram, to serve as a utopia under Bhagwan's guidance, no longer existed. Abandonment of the city. By 1986, the city was deserted. Its vast infrastructure, including its buildings, roads, and irrigation systems, became obsolete. The property was eventually sold, and today it serves as a Christian youth camp. Legal fallout. Several former leaders of the commune faced criminal charges. Anand Sheela was extradited from Germany and convicted of multiple felonies, including attempted murder and assault related to the salmonella attack. She served 29 months of a 20-year sentence. The aftermath for Bhagwan. After his deportation, Bhagwan returned to India, where he continued his spiritual teachings. He rebranded himself as Osho and lived in Pune at the Osho International Meditation Resort, a luxurious ashram that attracted followers from around the world. While he remained controversial, his teachings grew in popularity after his death in 1990, and his books continue to sell widely today. Lessons from the collapse. The fall of Rajneeshpuram serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked charisma and utopian idealism. The commune, which began with lofty goals of peace and spiritual harmony, devolved into a chaotic, authoritarian regime rife with illegal activity. The saga illustrates how power, ambition, and blind faith can corrupt even the noblest intentions. While Rajneeshpuram no longer exists, its legacy lives on as a case study in how a quest for enlightenment can spiral into darkness, leaving behind both disillusionment and a lasting impact on history. The legacy of Rajneeshpuram, the land that once housed Rajneeshpuram, is now a Christian youth camp, but the story of the commune lives on. Bhagwan, later known as Osho, returned to India, where he continued teaching until his death in 1990. His books and philosophies remain popular worldwide, and his followers still operate spiritual centers